And welcome back to the WCS Europe, which has no longer got any Europeans in. Boo. I know it's a shame, but we can safely say we do have something that no other region, and that's a Terran. That's right. I know America's got a couple, but we want the Terrans to do well in Europe as well as the Europeans, and we couldn't have both, so we got one or the other. Congrats to 4GG winning 3-0, but Apollo's with me. Awkward, Wellmu. 3 times round of 8, and his record is 0-9. What do you say to that?
I say that it's becoming a barrier which he needs to break through, which happens to a lot of different players where they have a certain point where they say, all right, I'm back here again, and then they crumble at that point. Tilo suffered from that before, and it may be that Wellmu's getting to that stage too. Also, at the same time, I think you can maybe call it a little bit unlucky as well, that every time he's been here, he's played some amazing players. Sand last time, 4GG this time.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a break, but at the same time, we see him get so far and he looks so great. I mean, he looked fantastic in the round of 16 and you just thought, ooh, hold on. Maybe this is the new 2.0 Wellmu and he's just going to, you know, do really well this season. But here we are again in round of 8 and we've lost both of the Europeans.
Yeah, really unfortunate, to be honest, because I thought that this could be more so than any other season, I thought we could have both of them in the semi-finals. And I think a lot of people at home believe that as well, because Vortex is a guy who can definitely beat Golden, and he was very close to beating Golden. Wellmu's come for a drink with White Raw.
It's okay, you don't need to drown your sorrows just yet, you're right.
Yeah, I'm a little bit depressed now, but yeah.
So, I'm going to be mean to you, because that's my job here. Yes. You're 0-9 now in round of... What's going wrong?
I don't know.
You have to turn up and play, you realise, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's do you think it's becoming a stage where it could be like a personal barrier for you, where you get here, you're like, all right, I'm here again, and then it just kind of
I think
away?
I need to go to psychiatrist now. I have some trauma now from Koreans, and I don't think I can go to visit Korea anymore.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy your drink. Go and have a White Raw special tactics.
I will go have some apple juice.
Okay, go and do that. There's no alcohol here whatsoever, promise. Right, let's move on very quickly before we get ourselves into trouble. We are going to move on to our 4th and final match today. But before we do that, Sean, I also wanted to talk about someone who's done a tremendous job today, who stepped in at the last minute.
White Raw. And
you guys... No, not White Raw. White Raw's always special. Saved myself there, otherwise I'd get a kick in. He's worked out as well. There is one man on the team who you haven't seen today, and there is a very good reason, and it's because basically Funker is a complete waste of space. And he didn't turn up on time, decided to get the wrong train, the train broke down, Lees were on the track, I don't know what happened. Basically, he couldn't get here on time. I love you, Funker, it's fine. But now he's back in the box, which means, guess what? The man who has observed all 3 matches so far and no one noticed was Kalaris. So 3 big cheers for Kalaris. Well done, Kalaris. No one noticed.
No? No, I did. I mean...
Okay, all right, let's move on. I was trying to be nice, but Sean's obviously not. So, time for our 4th and final match. But before we get there, let's check out and see how they reached this round of 8 via the round of 16.
But at the same time, StarDust was warping in some Zealots on the right-hand side to deal with the focus fire of these Colossi. Look at them, they're not really shooting at the main army, but it doesn't matter because the overwhelming Zealot numbers at the front for San were just too much, and they really did win in that fight there.
My favorite matchup is PvT, but I think my stronger matchup is PvP.
He kills off the healthiest mining base here. Feedback lands on the first fight, but will the second two get anything done? It doesn't look like it. The Colossi at the back are doing a lot. There's a blinding cloud, but it misses the majority of that army. Pulls forwards a Void Ray or 2, but the entire army will end up melting. GG StarDust.
First is the absolute favourite in this group.
Over, Stalker's just going to deal with these Corruptors where they see fit, and This has been dismantling in essence.
An aggressive blink there into Zerglings, which seemed bad, and GG is called, but then force fielding off the Zerglings.
8강은 솔직히 민철이 형만 안 만났으면 좋겠고 지금 상황에서 목표는
It's going to be like Star Wars all over again. He has the high ground. You can't win, Mana. This is a disaster. All the Stalker's going to fall. First has the perfect timing to deal with this and the perfect position. And that's pretty much going to do it. Mana tried, but it wasn't there.
It wasn't enough, and it looks like the player with the name goes through in first place.
So his aim was to get to the final without facing MC. Well, that's going to happen now.
Well, it could happen now.
Definitely going to happen now.
Definitely. Well,
he's not going to face MC.
Well, let's hope he can get to the final to join not facing
Absolutely,
MC.
yeah. That side of it isn't guaranteed, of course. So let's take a look at first, appropriately enough. Great player, tremendous player in the past. We've seen him, you know, have some fantastic results. Season 2 last year, top 4, brilliant. 5th in career as well in Season 2, WCS last year. We know he can compete at the very, very top echelon of StarCraft 2. So in theory, comes to Europe, sweeps up, brings a medal and a big trophy home.
Yeah, no, he's actually going to go all the way. I really think so. And I hate to say this because I love StarDust and I think he's one of the best. But for me, from the very beginning of the season, seeing how well First is playing, seeing him dominating on ladder, seeing and watching people's personal streams to see they lose against First every single time, this guy for me is absolutely the favorite to win the whole thing, even over San. He's so good right now. And it's really funny because First has been in the scene for so long and he's had so many ups and downs. There was a period where he had like 3 back-to-back third places at MLG a long time ago, a couple of years back, and then he kind of like took a bit of a surface dive, then he rose back up for that top 5 in WCS Korea last year, then he went down again, but now he's back up again, and I really think he's here to stay this time.
Yeah, former Intellect Extreme Masters winner as well, Katowice.
Right,
so,
right.
you know, sort of back, not quite sure if he's back, but has some very good statistics on his side. Now, I know TLO is not a great fan of these stats, but when it comes to this man, his PvP is 69.1% career ratio. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, to hold that kind of number, that kind of ratio in career as well, absolutely fantastic. This guy he actually is one of the best right now. Actually one of the best.
How much do you think it's helped him being with another champion like MC in the same house, training, working together?
I think it's helped him a lot. I think, first of all, there's 2 ways to look at it. Being in the house in itself has helped massively. To be able to sit there with Yoda, with Hyun, with MC to talk. And the thing is, if you think about it outside of StarCraft, if you have a puzzle or a problem and you're trying to figure it out by yourself, when there's a guy opposite you with equally, if not higher skill knowledge, you ask him a question, it's over in 5 seconds. That's kind of the effect you have in a team training house. That's what he's been getting. And then to get the mentality from a player like MC who knows how to win, who absolutely is going to be backing him. And I know that MC would be sad with his loss, but I guarantee you he's already had words with First before today and today on how to beat StarDust, which will help
so
a lot.
his 4 results so far. Round of 32, 2-0 Baby Knight, 2-0 StarDust, which is very important. We'll come back to that in a minute. Round of 16, 2-0 Golden, who we've just seen make the top 4, and 2-1 against Mana. Has dropped 1 single map the entire season.
Yeah, like he's playing unbelievable. He's playing on fire right now. He doesn't look like he's going to be beaten anytime soon. He hasn't shown any vulnerability. Against Mana, PvP sometimes can be like that, but he's still the far dominant player in that series. And the one thing to note as well is when casting him, he finishes the games fast. He doesn't mess around. He comes in and then he just leaves straight away with a really, really fast
He almost
win.
needs a new nickname. It's not First, it's Fast. It's very close, isn't it?
Yeah, you need one more other letter to describe him.
Let's move on and talk about StarDust. We often refer to him as Cheese Dust, but mostly in fun. He seems to have shaken off that kind of cheesy style somewhat over this last 6 months.
Yeah, StarDust is a player who absolutely has always been about unit control and execution on his strategies that he just does so well. But you can't be successful all the time if that's all you rely on, because eventually people will stop these attacks, and then where are you in the game? Nowhere, basically. So he's been able to work on a lot of his fundamentals behind that as well, and has turned himself into a very good player.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, because his breakout was DreamHack, he wins DreamHack, and everyone's like, who the hell's this StarDust guy? Where the hell did he come from? but since then hasn't won anything. But do you think he's a better player now than he was back then?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Best player. I mean, the stats say it alone. I mean, look at those. Those are the best stats in WCS Europe. Like, no one has that kind of all-round stats. That's absolutely incredible. And, you know, Protoss versus Protoss is always shaky, but I don't care about that stat. He is absolutely a much better player than he was then.
Yeah, absolutely. His road to this round of 8 has been a lot harder than first, for example. He's had to fight back every time. 0-2 against Firecake, which when you open that game up, you just go, wow, really? What? No disrespect to Firecake, he's a good player, but he's not on StarDust level, or he shouldn't be. Yeah. And then he comes back, and first and Baby Night, and you go, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. Round of 16, live Zerg, then loses to San, then beats live Zerg again. So really, like a mixed bag from him for some reason. Just seems to be a little all over the place, not quite as consistent. Does that give him something to worry about in this matchup now?
Probably not, actually, because I think when it comes to this stage of a tournament and you have so long to prepare for it, that's the only thing that matters of how they prepared coming into this series and what they'll do on the day.
Okay, previous results, it's quite odd when you look back. He's Challenger Season 2 last year, then 5th, then top 8 again. He's got to do better this season, surely. He has to reach at least the top 4 to have had a successful season.
I think it's been a success for him anyway, but for him himself, he will absolutely be looking at much higher than even top 4. He wants to win the whole thing. And for my Insanity too, just those kind of players they have, Jack G, StarDust, they're the two hard hitters. StarDust without a win since that DreamHack a long time ago now. It's over a year or coming close. It actually is over a year now, so he wants more.
Okay. Final thoughts on the matchup. Where's your decision going?
From the very beginning, and I'm not going to change it no matter who he faces, first is my man to win the whole thing, even, like I said, even over San. But in this matchup, and if I look at these two players now, it's so close, 50-50. It comes down to preparation, how well has StarDust been working on his Protoss versus Protoss coming into this, what has First and MC been up to. You know, MC showed cannon rushes in that previous series. Has First got something like that could work in his favor?
Does it matter map-wise? I mean, are we going to see Altazim gone and maybe even Frost go here? I don't know.
Something like Altazim will probably go. No one really likes that map. Way Station's not a very favorable map in Protoss versus Protoss either, but we'll see. It's all down to personal preference.
So it's pretty much going to be Habitation or Altazim, you would imagine. StarDust has removed Habitation. Let's see what First gets rid of. Is it the obvious one or not? Is this going to make any difference, do you think, to the way that... Oh, wow, okay, so they've gone with Way Station and Habitation. That's interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. I think the order of it's nice. The way that look at it, Habitation Station is a 2-player map. You eliminate cannon rushes, proxy gates, and anything like that. Way Station is just very awkward in the way that it plays out and is usually vetoed all the time by Protoss players, so they don't like to play it. It's the next maps which are important. Yeah. So merry-go-round First is... it's hard to proxy on that map because it's a 3-player map. So you can almost eliminate proxies early on. So that should tell us that we should have a safe and usually longer version of a game than most other 2-player maps or smaller maps.
Oh, okay. Well,
again, you can't really proxy on this map either. So we're already looking at quite a longer than usual PvP standard.
Which is no bad thing because we're actually, we've motored through the games this evening.
Depending on how aggressive they play though, but usually when two really good players play against each other and they're both aggressive, you can't be aggressive against the other guy because he has the same as you have, but with a positional advantage by being the defender.
It's actually quite a nice balance, isn't it? Merry-go-round first, then Altazim, nice large map, then back to King Sejong, and then Frost fourth, another big map. So, nice mixture there.
So I think the first two maps are really important for, the skill-driven aspect of it. If you look at San versus MC, San went out in the longer games, the longer fights, and these two maps should, if they want to play it like that, play in a similar way, which you'll see the better player come out on top.
I was going to say, in your opinion, who's the better long game player? Because we've talked about First being fast, and he's shown us how devastating he can be. But StarDust knows how to play that game.
Yeah, I think they're very similar. Very similar.
Okay, well, let's find out. Our commentary team are waiting. Our observer has been freed of the shackles of the production room and is now able to return to his normal his normal duty back on the caster's desk. So let's go over for our final game of the evening. It's PvP, and it's with Todd and Kalaris.
Thanks very much, guys. All right, the final series of the night in the round of 8. I'm happy to be here, happy to do some shouting.
Welcome to the caster's desk.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I'm happy to get a nice welcome from Todd. It doesn't happen every so often, but anyway, so we now have first a guy that both of us have pegged to go very far, as is Sean, looking very, very good this season, going up against a guy in StarDust who, throughout the entirety of the WCS system, has looked absolutely fantastic. But in PvP, can he do it against this guy?
Both players have ridiculous win rates, actually. StarDust has like 71% in matches, just in PvPs. And then you would think like he's the overwhelming favorite. Wrong. First has 73%.
Yeah, he's
in matches. That's ridiculous.
Good.
Like above 70% playing at this level is just basically insane.
Yeah.
And I feel like StarDust, he likes to be the aggressor a lot more than a first who I think likes to take a chill pill all the time, you know, like sit back, do some scouting, kind of like what we saw Sand do earlier versus MC. I feel like if we had to compare these two, then StarDust would definitely be the MC and first the Sand. So does it mean we're going to see the same results? I guess we'll see.
I think we might see a bit of a longer PvP here, that's for sure. This guy on screen is a destroyer when it comes to this tournament and just in general the European scene. He came here to destroy this scene, basically take every single championship he possibly could. Hasn't got it quite yet, but this could be his opportunity, because right now going up against this guy, personally I would give first the edge here. I would give first the edge, yeah.
Okay. StarDust is a little bit more of a veteran in the scene here in Europe, but yeah, first since he came to Europe, he's not been joking around at all. He's just been taking names left and right, and now going up against a StarDust who I'm sure like they meet a lot on ladder. I have to say the veto surprised me. Habitation Station, like you don't usually see that map vetoed, and
true.
Not only that, there is also merry-go-round and then Altazim played as first two maps that you don't usually see too much in PvP. In the best of 5, I would understand like if we see it, obviously, because usually it's other maps that are vetoed, like Way Station as priority, maybe Altazim. But yeah, merry-go-round here as first map. Like I have to wonder, like why?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, StarDust is a guy that we've seen throughout his career in the European scene in PvP really kind of evolve and take on differences. First, he started out as a very, very heavily cheesy player in this matchup. Then he evolved his matchup a little bit, getting onto the bigger macro focus. But I spoke to him just a little bit before, and he's not feeling as confident in his PvP today. So this could affect him, but it's still StarDust. He's still able to take any game.
You know, StarDust used to always tell me every season, the best PvPs in WCS Europe is San and myself.
All right. Well, that does say a lot because San's damn up there. All right, let's get into things as we have. Spawning up to the top right-hand corner, it does me great pleasure to be able to introduce some players for the first time today. It's First. And down to the southern position, we have our blue Protoss representing my insanity. It's StarDust.
How did it feel to steal Funka's job for 3 matches?
It was all right. Red Eye said people didn't notice. I'm going to argue they probably did, because I'm not quite on Funka levels just yet. So, yeah.
At least you're on time.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Hey, you're supposed to have the French Alliance. What's going on? All right.
Just joking, just joking. Yeah, on this map, I feel like you have to open with 1 base. Like going for a quick expansion is going to be very difficult just because of the wide ramp around the natural. And we already had something special. I think it was gate 11 by StarDust here. So maybe a quick Stargate?
Potentially.
Is what I'm thinking about, because gate 11 you get double gas on 14 and 15, and you have so much more gas and much quicker take than your opponent. You get Cybercore before the second pylon, and then you can start harassing left and right. If I had to guess before the series started and we saw any tech, which is still now, I guess you could say, I would say that First is probably better with Stargate than StarDust, and we're more likely to see it out of him. But now with that build, I have to wonder, is it going to be StarDust going for it?
We'll find out in just a bit. First is already sending his first probe out to actually start scouting around, and it looks like he's going up to... Oh no, he's going to go down to the... Wait, where is he going? It doesn't matter. He's probably going to end up going the wrong way by the looks of things, unfortunately. So that's not the best of starts. Would like to spot out what StarDust is doing right
as it's happening, but for now, won't get too much.
Yeah, 2+2 only for StarDust, so maybe no quick Stargate.
So what would that lead to if it was a little bit less of a gas income?
Usually it would be more. If it was 3+3 now, I would say definitely quick Stargates.
Yeah.
Like you get the Stargate before you make anything else. Then you get the Mothership Core and later on Warp Gates. In this case, I'm still not sure.
Okay. Well, we'll find out as it develops here. StarDust, again, these guys have known that they're playing in PvP for a long, long time, so they're going to have prepared things well in advance. Double Chrono Boost.
I wonder if he realizes that first didn't scout him immediately, and then he gets the stalker out as soon as possible. He might Chrono Boost his Warp Gate a lot and then get like double additional gateway and do a 3-gateway push or something like that, because it's weird like to use double Chrono Boost like this. And you see a second stalker starts for StarDust, and he's Chrono Boosting out his Warp Gate. This could be a very strong 3-gateway push here.
And First knows nothing about it, gets denied by that first Stalker, but does he kind of anticipate the idea that that Stalker's a little bit earlier than usual at that ramp?
Yeah, it's very possible.
Okay.
He gets the Twilight behind this. Oh my god, if first was to go across the map and has to recall, that means no photon overcharge against a 3-gateway like this.
True.
Look at how fast the gateways were made. They're almost halfway through done, whereas first has started absolutely nothing in terms of additional gateways. So he's planning on taking. This is not good. First might find the... he's going to find that pylon. That's very fortunate. At least.
That's a good start.
At least he gets that.
Yeah, nice start for him there, but that Warp Gate tech is so far ahead in comparison. He starts Blink now as well, but...
The Stalker is going to be trapped out on the map here for first.
Uh-oh, he needs every unit he can get if he's actually going to be able to hold against something that this aggressive. StarDust now with... a little bit of nibbling on that first Stalker. Second one will come along to try and help on out and actually pushes this away. So that was a good... Okay. Nope, does not save it. And he's being so aggressive with his forward pylon placement.
Wow, and Warp Gates are being morphed now. StarDust is going to start warping in a lot of units. The Mothership Core flew back home. He didn't have to recall, so he has photon overcharge. I guess actually, I feel like now it's good for first because he's added on 2 extra gateways as he needed to. I feel like he's going to be able to complete Blink, and then from there, it's an easy win. With Blink against no Blink, you just can't lose. Unless the opponent has overwhelming numbers, like say, 10 Stalkers against 5.
Yeah. Photon overcharge, buying a lot of time. First probe is actually in there, and he does have a pylon down there if he wants to go for a counter, but at this point, he can't reliably go for a counter with that many Stalkers threatening. So it's going to be all about the defense for a while, as First needs to even up these numbers.
Well, First needs to keep on warping his Stalkers 3x3 here. He needs to make sure he has enough when Blink completes. As I said, you will need a lot more Stalkers here as StarDust if you want to be able to win. Ooh, First getting a little bit too cheeky here.
Yeah, pylon on the high ground makes this so much easier for StarDust as he was able to sneak up there with the probe. Probe did get found down to the bottom left, so that's all right for StarDust there. He continues on with this. There's no photon overcharge here, and that's a lot of Stalkers he has. Blink's just about to finish, though. If he can keep his Stalkers alive during all of this, that might certainly help out. But at the same time, he has to pull all the probes off the line. He knows he's in a lot of trouble. StarDust just had the unit advantage for a long time. And he's trying to focus on a few more of these Stalkers, trying to blink back where he can.
Yeah, one of those Blink here was a little bit messed up. A lot of probes have died, actually. 11 to 24. First needed to do better than that here.
Yeah, that's a big, big difference. First is kind of scrambling for some kind of defense. A good Blink back there will save another one of these Stalkers, trying to keep these numbers quite even, using Zealots at the front to tank what he can, as he constantly just pressures on forward here to StarDust with these Stalkers, focus firing down the remaining Stalkers of First, and this is looking pretty clinical here by StarDust.
Wow, I didn't think it was going to go that well.
GG. Wow. Fast and furious game for game number 1 there by StarDust. And yeah, wasn't really expecting a quicker play coming out from the very get-go.
Well, I mean, as predicted, StarDust is definitely the aggressor in this series. And the thing is, Warp Gate was finished kind of late here for First, but it wasn't the biggest of deals. Like, he lined up decently with his gateways, but it's the fact that when that first attack hit after the photon overcharge ended, Blink wasn't ready. So its probe started dying left and right, and then First he tried to salvage the situation as well as he could, but he was already getting quite far behind. Like, I don't know, it wasn't very convincing here by him. Usually when you're in this situation, you need to stand in your middle line and then just keep on blinking back when the opponent comes forward, so you avoid a lot of the shots of your opponent's Stalkers. But yeah, I don't think he chrono boosted Blink enough, I think.
Okay.
Like, you're supposed to chrono boost Blink almost exclusively. It's 170 seconds.
It's a long time.
When the photon overcharge started, which is 100 seconds, I think his blink was maybe like 50 seconds in. So that means 20 seconds later on, for the time of 20 seconds, the photon overcharge had expired and he didn't have blink. 20 seconds is actually a pretty long time.
Yeah.
That was enough for StarDust to get in there, start sniping probes left and right, forcing the Stalkers of his own opponent to pull back. And remember, first got a little bit too cheeky with the Stalkers too. He took a bunch of shots for nothing.
Yeah, he did. You're right. All right, let's get into game number 2 now as we find out who's going to be moving on to the semis, along with 3 who already have today. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Protoss. It's first. And up to the top right-hand corner, currently leading 1-0 in this series. Representing my insanity, it's StarDust.
Alterzim. We just saw an uncommon map being played, merry-go-rounds. I feel like if it was the best of 3, we probably wouldn't have seen it. And the same goes for Alterzim. I'm actually surprised Alterzim is even in the best of 5.
Yeah.
So here, both players, they could go for something crazy. Like, I feel like, for example, an expansion would be a good thing to do. That's not too crazy, but something crazy would be like a quick Stargate, a 10-gate, which neither of them is doing. Gateway 11 again here for StarDust. Does he go for the same build? A 10-gate on this map with 3 gates is very, very strong. If you face a greedy build, you're going to win almost every single time. Then again, he's up against first some guy who doesn't mess up too much, but who did mess up in the previous game. If StarDust was to pull this off with an 11-gate here and 1, I really think like he will have way too much momentum to ever lose in the best of 5 against first.
Yeah, because he only needs 1 more map then when he has a chance at 3. That's a very, very big deal. Double gases are going down at very, very similar time for StarDust once again here behind all of this. Likewise is for first though, but he's going to try and have to read into this. It's difficult to get over there to spot all of this though, especially on a map as big as this. You know, that Stalker is probably going to be out to deny the probe again and he won't get too much information.
First he's going counterclockwise. His anti-system.
Ah. Oh, you were talking about Welmu actually kind of changing up his pathing.
Yeah, and I asked him about it, and he's like, yeah, you need to always change it. If you always do the same, then you're going to be very predictable, which I guess is smart.
The cybernetics core is so far behind here. StarDust is really taking a lead with that in terms of his tech. And
you think he's going to do the same thing? And look at how much chrono boost he has. He could chrono boost again a Stalker and Warp Gate, but I don't think the Stalker will finish on time this time to deny a Scout.
I guess he's going to try.
Yeah, he goes for the same thing.
All right. Will it be out in time? I think it's very, very close. Very, very close indeed.
Yeah.
And if he can deny the information again, first has to be thinking, something similar must be going on. I mean, there's Stalker coming out at similar timing.
Oh my god, he's going to come out on time to deny the Scouts.
It's perfect.
Man, this build is sick. Unless you get scouted first.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so great. But
and first he's going for the same thing. Twilight Council, it's hidden though. Is these DTs?
Is he bringing another probe down there? This probe dies at the front to that Stalker. And he pokes in with that probe, but doesn't see much at all.
I feel like DTs could do very well against this build of StarDust because, like I said...
He is.
He's going to be DTs. You know what? Photon overcharge is 100 seconds. Dark Shrine is how long? 100 seconds. So it's going to line up very well. If Photon overcharge ends at the moment DTs are warped in, he could warp in 1 back at home. Oh my god, that's Stalker in the middle of the map! Oh my god! He almost found the probe. I cannot believe he had the game sense to check over here. This is ridiculous.
Very, very close. And now with that probe over there, he can actually warp in a pylon and get those DTs over there if he wants to really quickly. Use them for the defense as well.
That would have changed everything. He first cannot warp in DTs across the map. He has to warp them back at home. And I mean, you could get a cannon up. You could get a robo and an observer up. Lots of possibilities. Wow, that's such a big deal that first sneak that across the map. I think that first... this has to be a build order win. Unless StarDust starts a robo now, it's a build order win. But he's not going to start a robo. He's going to get 3 Stalkers by 3.
It's just the straight aggression here from StarDust once again. He's throwing a pylon up on the high ground. But again, Photon Overcharge once again needs to buy a lot of time
this
during
feels
all
so
of this.
obvious.
Oh, actually, this was really clever, luring those... I mean, obviously, he wanted to try and keep his Stalker alive, but luring them into the range.
What is First doing? He hasn't made any extra gateways. He wants to start a Nexus, I think. That means he can only warp in a single DT across the map here in a second.
I mean,
He's making gateways now.
That's
first.
That's really, really late. He had the minerals for so long to be able to do that.
I think he warps in the DT across the map, obviously, but then that means he's going to take forever to get one back at home. I don't even think he gets it enough.
You got to chrono boost the gateway. You've got to.
Oh my god.
There's no other way. You've got to chrono boost that gateway, and he is doing. He knows that he's in a severe position right now. He knows that those Stalkers are going to be pressuring, but StarDust has nothing against the Dark Templar that now starts going to work on these probes. He's against the clock. He knows it as well. He's going to go in with the Stalkers there, and then does he actually have the opportunity to warp into the Dark Templar? There it is. And there's nothing to deal with that. There's nothing.
I think StarDust wins now. He's making a robo, which is, I don't think he's going to be found.
Yeah, if he doesn't find that and there's be an observer out,
my god.
All probes are dead, Stalkers keep dancing around eventually and should be able to hold on, right?
What a ridiculous game.
Here come the probes. Run away, boys, run away. And...
oh, first he's looking for the robo.
Oh,
he knows that if he kills it, there might not be enough money for StarDust to remake one, maybe?
He's got to find the pylon. If he sees the pylon, he'll know where the robo is. He's just on the cusp of it. Oh, this is so, so close. First, he's down in terms of supply,
he's going to go back.
Killed it. He can't,
you're going to see it.
He can't lure him to it. And there's the observer in production. He just doesn't see it. He goes all the way around it.
He's not going to have time to snipe the pylon.
It's too late. Absolutely too late. He's just to work on the pylon now, but that observer is being
another DT is coming.
Oh, it's too late, man. Too late. The observer is there. StarDust is able to take it clutch. Absolutely clutch. And first has got to be kicking himself at this point with that robo now up and running.
What ridiculous. Is there any way first could win an elimination? Nah.
No, I don't think so. Dark Templars do quite a bit of damage, but...
he didn't save any probes. I mean, he's down to 8 supply.
He knows it. He loses the Dark Templar to the Stalkers there in the middle. There you go. GG. StarDust takes the 2-0 lead in this best of 5.
In what I thought would be a build or the win. You know, this is one of the new things that we've seen in PvP, where if you go for this kind of aggression, and back when it used to be a build order loss, just because players would never make their robo on the map, this is something that we see more and more now. I don't know if you watch StarCraft, TB's latest tournaments. There was some some of the sickest PvP games that I've ever seen between Zest and Hero. And in a bunch of those games, I think at least 2, this happened. DTs were made against a lot of Stalkers, and whoever was doing the aggression with lots of Stalkers made a robo on the map and got just one observer out, because he knew that across the map he had killed his opponent very quickly, and then if he just made an observer, he could snipe those DTs and then win the game. Even if he has no economy, he has enough units to win the game. And that's one of the new things that we see now in PvP.
In essence, it's kind of the desperation move, right? Of, okay, the crisis management has to kick in. I need this detection. Otherwise, there's absolutely no way I can win. Of course, if he'd have found that pylon, it would have been a whole different story. That, you know, the DTs would have probably been able to kill the pylon there next to that robo before it had surfaced. But unfortunately for first, he was unsuccessful. He was not lucky at all there. And now he faces a 2-0 deficit, which is really difficult to come back. And
new meta, man. When behind, get a robo.
Yeah. Robo's pretty good. it's nice to be able to spot those Dark Templars out where you need them. All right, King Sage on Station is going to be our next map, Todd. And surely, 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 StarDust doesn't go for it 3 times in a row.
I mean, of course he does.
Okay, then.
Cheese dust.
Okay, he goes for it 3 times in a row. Let's go.
You don't change a winning strategy. Yeah. I feel like he could try something special here, just because he can guess that first he's maybe thrown off his game, maybe on tilt a little bit, but he could also just keep on doing the strategy that's brought him success in the previous 2. Like, if you're first, how do you react to this? Like, it's such an unusual build that he's had to face twice with the quick Stalker being chrono boosted out.
You're right. All right, let's get into it. Game number 3 now, as we load up onto King Sage on Station. Spawn down to the bottom right-hand corner. Currently facing elimination here in the round of 8. It is first. And up to the top left-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss, bringing out some furious play in the past 2 games. Representing my insanity, it's StarDust.
Honestly, I cannot blame first for playing the way he is, because if you're playing against somebody who's very good on one base, who is one base openers, and who likes to be very aggressive, I think Blink opener plus Ops is one of the very best builds that you can do. I'm a big fan of it myself. We saw me try it versus MC earlier, not successfully, but yeah, it's a very good thing to do. So what he's doing basically is saying, like, Stardust likes to play on one base. Yeah, he goes for it again.
Oh my god.
Stardust likes to play on one base. I'm just going to get Blink, Observer. I'm going to be fine against everything. But that 1-11 gateway with the Quick Stalker is really throwing him off. He's not able to get a scout in earlier because he doesn't go for a scout after his gateway. He goes for it later than that. So he needs to adjust a little bit here, maybe, if he wants to be able to win against Stardust. I feel like he's going to have to read the game a lot better, and especially the opener.
Can he actually get over there on a map like King Sage on Station if he does go at his normal time, or is it not possible? Because the past 2 maps he's been on, you know, he's had to deal with multiple spawning locations.
Yeah, he scouted not last, second position both times. So in this game, I do think that if he went for a scout now, obviously he's going to get there before Stalker is out. And I really hope for him he does, because playing in the dark against somebody like Stardust, who likes to do this kind of builds, who likes to be very aggressive, is going to make it that much more difficult. But wait! First, he's mining 3+3 already on his gases. I really hope for him he's not gambling everything here on going for like a very quick Stargate or something like that. I really hope this is for something like, say, Stalker plus Mothership Core into some kind of tech, in which case, if he sees aggression, he might transition. Sentry, I'm not sure. I really feel like Sentry is either like you're in a really good position and you hold, or you just die because the Stalkers come in too early.
All right, well, probes pass one another, so they do both know now that they are being scouted out. And with the Cybernetics core finishing up for Stardust, you can easily Chrono Boost out a Stalker again and probably deny the scout. Well, it's going to be very, very close, actually.
I wonder how many players are going to try that on ladder and like fail horribly, because this is actually a really hard build to pull off.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive from Stardust. He's executing it well. I don't think he can't. Well, he can't deny any scouting from here on out. So again, because the map is so different to the previous 2, he does have a little bit of an opportunity to have a look around and sees the Chrono Boost into the Cybernetics core.
Let's see how First reacts. He's getting the Mothership Core now. I think 3 Stalkers early on plus the Mothership Core could allow him to basically prevent any pylon from going up near his main or ramp. And he gets a Stargate behind it. Oh my god, First is... that guy is fearless.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Stardust is finally changed. Oh, no, he's not. Because he was making a 3rd pylon, I thought for a moment that he might not go for the double gateway, so he's actually going to go for it anyway. But he made a Sentry.
Yeah. Sentry straight is quite interesting. I wasn't really expecting that.
Nexus?
I guess it must be from here. I was wondering what he was going to do to try and transition out of something, you know, with this, if it had been spotted.
Robo. On one base.
Huh. Okay.
Stardust,
he's really scared.
He's truly a special guy.
Stardust, like, I mean, he hasn't really seen what's at the back of the mineral line, right? Aside from the 1 extra gateway that was going down. So
Oracle?
Let's go Oracle. All right, cool. Stardust is going to sneak a probe out around the right-hand side of this map as well. Or actually he's just using it for scouting purposes to see if there are any pylons up there, because he still doesn't really know what's going on his opponent's side of the map.
I'm thinking Oracle into Twilight here for First, which in this situation is going to be quite okay. But maybe Nexus? No. I don't think Oracle into Nexus is too common. He's not going to be able to see that the Nexus started here for Stardust until the Oracle gets there. No, he gets a Robo behind it. So I think First, upon seeing the expansion of his opponent, he has some air control, he flies around, kills some probes here and there if he can, and he starts his own Nexus.
Right.
We saw San not caring about having a Nexus at all.
Yeah, and look how well he did. So in the end now, this Oracle is going to have to do a bit of work on this probe line around the right-hand side. Observer might be able to pop and give him a little bit of a heads up. No, doesn't even. He changed his rally point during that. So
only 2 sentries in the middle line of Stardust, and Mothership Core was very late. How many kills? He's going to go for the sentries.
Going for the sentries, I like it.
Yeah.
Especially the one that was going for the Guardian Shield as well.
He's going to deny any kind of scouting for later on.
That's nice.
Nicely done, yeah.
It's a really nice trade. I mean, that's a lot of gas invested into those 2 sentries. Even if you're not getting too many probes, it still really hurts your opponent.
First, he's pressuring with 3 Stalkers. I think he's definitely faking a little bit here. Probably doesn't expect to be able to achieve anything. Expansion versus expansion. What do you get? Forge very quickly, and First knows that he's going to throw down his own. Right below that hallucinated Phoenix of Stardust, so I expect him to start his own as well.
And that Immortal will be able to push this away nicely. Stardust actually Chrono Boosted out pretty quick by the looks of things, everything considered. So Stardust for now, he's protecting his probe line very nicely. 2 Stalkers to be able to zone out the Oracle, doing all right, and still pushing. He's going really far with that Immortal. Go
Walker
home.
count is even. That observing by Funka.
That observing.
On point.
A whole lot better than someone previously today.
Look at him, he's getting fancy.
Yeah. Oh, and there's those 2 sentries that he had to rewarp in. So, you know, it is a costly investment.
Yeah.
There could have been another Immortal starter, for example, if he had the right minerals.
Yeah, the thing is, you need hallucination in expansion versus expansion to be able to scout. Unless your name is San and you like to fly in with a ninja observer that you keep alive.
Oh, that was sick, wasn't it? That was really good. He was all over the place with that.
Actually, it's funny, on the right-hand side of the map, 2 observers are chasing. That's you and Funka.
That's me and Funka. 2 observers chilling out. Oh, smiley face, yeah.
Where is he going?
Observers are pretty useless when there's another observer next to them, to be fair. Look at him.
If I was first, I would have made a Phoenix just for that. He's trying to go there with his Stalkers. I can't believe he's actually committing so much to this. And the Oracle, he's going to get some more kills.
Nice, 7 kills. 2 of those, again, remember, were the sentries. But still, it's a nice little chunk of change that he's carved out there, as he can't get all the way up to the top corner.
Robo Bay for first instead of Twilight Council, so he wants to go for the Colossus tech. I wonder how this is going to go. StarDust has to identify very quickly that he's up against a Colossus tile. Yeah, he's going to get the Observer. That's pretty nice. Man, that Oracle is relentless.
See if we can get anything else done with that. And now with the Templar Archives coming in very, very fast here for StarDust. Does he go for just a charge Archon?
Oh, he's going to see the Warp Prism.
Oh, nice spot.
Oh,
nice
wow.
spot.
That's really nice. The thing is, there's really nothing he can do to really adjust and defend well against this other than splitting his units well. Like, he's not going to go blink just for that. He's not the one with the Stargate. So StarDust is definitely not going to be trying anything special other than just splitting his units well to defend against this Immortal drop, which, to be honest, shouldn't be able to do much.
Still being relentless with the Oracle, like trying to find little avenues in there, kind of considers some kind of compensation move with the Revelation.
Reminds me of you with girls when you were single.
Oh, that's
you never quit, do you?
I guess not, man. You can't quit. You got to survive. All right, so flies out, gets out of there, keeps himself alive. Those Immortals do want to survive. That'd be nice. And doing all right. Killing off a few more probes here and there. First, kind of the control he's going into the mid game with seems a lot stronger than StarDust. So StarDust's ability to kill him off in the first 2 games quickly was very, very important.
I like that first he's adding gateways as fast as he is. Both players doing very well with the upgrades. You see Charge and +2 started exactly on time. First, he's actually, after 1 Colossus. Okay, no, he hadn't started the second one for a while. So I was wondering if maybe he might start cutting after just 1. Maybe trying to bait some Tempest. But yeah, in this case, StarDust, even though he saw the Robo Bay and he knows that there could be Colossus, he's not doing anything to adjust to it just yet. He's not panicking. I will already be trying to rush to Tempest personally.
Well, +2.
Oh, feedback maybe on that Oracle. Whoop. Just like a girl when she slaps you.
Yeah, it would do quite a bit of damage, actually. So taking that out would be nice. Templar Archives actually starts for him as well, off the back of that first, and that Oracle's completely neutered, so has to fly away with tail between its legs.
I like first position a lot better in this game. You see what he's doing with the wall now with the gateways. He knows that StarDust is still on 2 bases. He wants to make sure StarDust doesn't get in there and kill him soon with a lot of Archons and Immortals. And StarDust dropping down gateways too.
I mean, it's an even better choice considering the fact that he has Colossi, right? Compared to his opponent that doesn't really have the proper range units to actually shoot across a gateway wall like that. So it's a very, very nice choice there by first, if that kind of play were to come to fruition.
First playing this very safe. He's delaying his 3rd base for as long as possible. He's waiting for StarDust to basically start his own before he does get his. I wonder what StarDust... Why did he break down the...
Maybe he wants to assault through there.
Yeah, or like maybe he wants to take a base there and like be pretty aggressive.
Yeah, perhaps.
I really like that Warp Prism as well by first, by the way. On the left-hand side. He's going to be able to drop in there, do a lot of damage with the Zealots.
And I think this is how we see First play the entire series from here on out. Very, very slow, very methodical. Absolutely has to if he wants to keep his hopes alive here. While StarDust is... right now, he's locked in his base. All of the harassment that keeps going on here. Whoop. Keep it alive, keep it alive. Oh, nice pickup.
The YOLO Prism finally went down. Robo Bay for StarDust. Does he get a second Robo as well with this to get double Colossus production? I guess he's not super rich in terms of gas. I like the War Prism, because he's going to be able to dump a lot of minerals into Zealot drops himself. See, he's already failed that with 4. Man, that Oracle.
Yeah.
Will you stop harassing?
So much information, so much intelligence being gathered. Feedback, but it's not really going to do a whole lot.
Ooh, this is scary here. For both players, actually. Even more so for StarDust. I really think that if a fight was to take place here, the Zealots and Archons for first will tank enough for this army of StarDust to be crushed. He didn't bring the Mothership Core with this. If he gets caught, that's it. The War Prism in the main by StarDust. He's actually not dropping Zealots. Sickest hypercast.
He drops one Zealot, realizes the cannon and pulls on back. Oh, a little bit of this army's going to get caught out on the lip of this terrain here with those 4 Colossi doing so much damage. Time Warp in tandem with that also holding them in place. This is really, really bad. Those Zealots getting on top of it. He has to recall out, but StarDust lost so much in that engagement, that mishap of an engagement. Yeah. Oh, but a lot of big warp in here with the Zealots, but it doesn't matter. First is able to take his first game in this series. And StarDust has to be a little bit rattled by the length of that game.
He actually left very quickly. He could have still tried, maybe hoped for like a huge mistake out of first, even though it's unlikely, you never know. Even if it's 1 game in a million, just try it, you know.
Yeah.
MVP versus Tefo.
Yeah. That certainly does bring back memories. But yeah, that's the start of the comeback here for First. And I have to go back to what I said before. I feel that that's the exact same path that First is going to be constantly taking here. Constantly being very methodical about his play style, making sure he's crossing all those T's and dotting all those I's. And all he has to do now, in essence, is kind of avert any kind of big aggressive moves out of StarDust early on.
I really thought that this was going to be a 3-0, but First finally started playing his true style, his true calling. He went towards the later stage of the game. He stayed alive early on.
Yeah.
And yeah, just pretty good play by him, but I have to say StarDust a little bit disappointing build here. 3 gates plus Robo on 1 base, like, what does it beat? Even against DTs or Blink play, like, the opponent can just pull back, and then from there he can expand. He's going to have some harassment material in terms of tech units. So, I don't know, not a big fan of the build that StarDust or transition that he went for here.
Yeah, really felt like he was a little bit, not indecisive, I don't want to say that, just that you're right, the transition was a little bit lackluster, basically. So whilst it does pack a great punch like we saw in games 1 and 2, the evolution of that strat into game 3 was not really the most pristine. So now, on Frost, I still think this is a good chance for First, as long as he's able to get across the earlier game. I
wonder last game, if he had to face the same kind of attack, how would it have gone?
How would it have gone?
Yeah, StarDust gave First, maybe he should have tried one more time. I think there is a good chance he would have won.
Because he's 2 games up, so...
Like, yeah, like just go for it. Like that 3 gate is so strong, and I don't think that First, just from playing 2 games and then not being able to watch replays, is able to know exactly how to counter in the next game. Now we're on 4 players map. Those StarDust do gate 11 again. Does he upgrade it to gate 10?
We'll find out. We shall find out. Let's get into game number 4 now to find out which of these 2 Protoss players is moving to the semi-final. One of them's 1 game away. The other needs to win 2, as we have, spawning up at the top left-hand corner, are Red Protoss. Representing the Global Esports Management, it's First. Down to the bottom right-hand corner, we have our Blue Protoss. Representing my insanity, it's StarDust.
Ooh. First forgot his pylon here for a while. Look at how much faster StarDust pylon is.
What the? That's weird.
Happens to me every game.
Oh, First, don't choke. Don't choke.
Yeah, he needs to stay focused here if he wants to advance. No room for errors.
No room for an 11 gate, by looks of things.
Ah, finally.
So StarDust here.
Nexus first.
Just like complete role reversal. That'll be the sickest.
First, if one of them hadn't been scouting, it could have been a good time now for either of them to try and something greedy. But since they have both been scouting, especially like First in the mid game, how you will be able to see some kind of greedy or risky builds. So it's good for StarDust that he's not trying that. But actually, Sentry, Mothership Core Expand could be good on this map for either of those players. And by that I mean both.
Both. Yeah, yeah. I do like the Sentry expand on this map. Especially because the cross spawns as well. It's very, very difficult to really put on a huge amount of pressure. Of course, you know, pylons warp in, blah, 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 but still, it's hard to really scout what's going on from your opponent. So you can be a little bit caught off guard by things sometimes.
It's funny how like one of them goes for counterclockwise and the other one for clockwise.
Yeah, they'll end up bumping into each other, which kind of gives them some information. It's like, no, screw it, I'm not going up to that top right-hand corner. StarDust decides to continue on. It's like, I'm not falling for your mind games. Oh, you're really not up here, never mind.
Both of them doing 3+3 on the gas very early on. I feel like this is either Sentry Expand or Stargate. It will be Twilight a very little amount of the time here on this map. Still possible.
Do you feel Stargate's one of the better options on this map?
Yeah, I really like Stargate personally on this map. Even though like when you fly in, it's hard to like go out. Like the Stargate units are just that fast that it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just oracles in general, unless you're playing against us. Oh my god! By the way, StarDust.
What?
He's scaling cross map after scaling towards the top right hand side.
This is interesting. I wasn't really expecting this, especially since he bumped into the probe to begin with.
Yeah. Maybe he thought it was a super quick scout. I don't know. This is weird. He's got, oh my god, he's got to be so disappointed about this. He has no idea how much gas his opponent has mined, if he's opened 2 gates or 1 gate. And he's going to be a Twilight 4 first, and a Stargate for StarDust.
All right. Well, there's kind of clash in essence. I wonder what StarDust is actually going to do, because if he goes for an Oracle, first could quite happily just have Stalkers in its mineral line to be able to kind of fend that off.
Oh my god, he's
going
dodging
on?
the Stalker barely.
He'll see it and then run away. But then the Stalker will get the Watchtower and see it anyway, where it's going. So
he's going to juke it. He's going to go back to the Watchtower.
Do it. Do it, StarDust.
Actually, he has a Stalker behind with this, so StarDust, no matter what, should be able to get a scout into the natural of first adding on 2 extra gateways with this, whereas StarDust only went for 1 extra for now. Well, first he's actually going to fly in with his Mothership Core and then recall, but we have a Phoenix on the way. He should be able to recall anyway, but I like first situation better right now, because Blink against Stargate and Phoenixes, it's pretty good if you're going for Blink.
And a pylon at the front as well here for first. And the good thing about the Mothership Core being so far forward is it's like, yes, Phoenix are very good against it, but by the time the Phoenix even find it, there's already so much scouting information being given. I mean, the Phoenix already gives a lot of that away anyway, but so that's a good start for first. But I suppose he doesn't have Photon Overcharge for a while. If the Phoenix
but
wants
he
to be
doesn't
annoying.
need to have it. Like he's going to start warping in Stalkers 3x3, and then from there he can either be very aggressive or expand. I think since he doesn't have Photon Overcharge, expanding is probably the better choice. And I think both players are going to expand from there. You see StarDust is adding on a Robo to make sure he doesn't die to some kind of DTs. Nexus is going to start earlier for StarDust.
Wow.
Who has more probes, by the way?
This pylon is so aggressively positioned here by first, and the probe, oh, he realizes the Nexus is actually there, brings it back a little bit, and is looking to pressure from the front of the Nexus.
Well,
Sees that it's being chrono boosted into that blink.
I didn't think that first was going to be so aggressive. This is not ordinary here. And by the way, after the initial Phoenix, I think StarDust realized that first was going to expect more Phoenixes, so he made an Oracle. Like if you see a Phoenix first, usually you don't leave units back at home ready to defend against an Oracle, because you saw a Phoenix, you're like, well, it's going to be Oracle, right? It's going to be more Phoenixes and not an Oracle. But in this case, first has left 2 back at home. Oh, wow.
It's all on the Photon Overcharge. He has like very few units to defend, apart from the Immortal that's about to pop out. So this Photon Overcharge eventually will be able to deal with this. But he's getting good amounts of workers, considering he has Blink still. Nice. Really, really nicely done.
10 now. And now that Oracle across the map. And that Phoenix, if he picks up one of the Stalkers, the gateways are there on cooldown.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Start bringing some of these probes down, and is actually going to bring quite a few down. He's actually evening things up quite nicely here. The Stalker again, making sure that the Oracle can do as much work as absolutely possible.
Is not ready. 90 energy for that Mothership Core.
Okay, so how does he defend against the Stalkers at the front? Because he has an Immortal, a few sentries as well.
Force field. Oh, there's no vision.
Oh, nice.
There is no vision for first.
Very nice force field.
He can keep on putting down that single force field until he has like 3 Immortals, and then StarDust will be in a great position. But he chooses to pull back to save energy for a Guardian Shield. And no, he changes his mind. Oh, he has to be careful.
All right, Photon Overcharge once again activated. A few more probes will end up dying on the very edge and perimeter of that. But for now, 20 workers to 16. First is still reeling from that the harassment up at his base.
First is in StarDust territory right now. Those one-base scenarios, that's where StarDust thrives.
Yeah. Even tries to save sentries during all of that. 2 Immortals going to push that back pretty fast. A third one is just about to pop as well. And you just see the pylon up here that you can bring down. Stalkers, they would love to have some vision up this high ground, but they just don't. So they can't really navigate around this very, very strong, potent army.
It's so cool how that one Oracle is keeping a bunch of Stalkers and a Mothership Core hostage back at home here for first. Cannot really make anything happen with just those Stalkers. There's 3 Immortals now. And I mean, those Stalkers, they're not even in good shape. They got like a bunch of hit points removed already.
A lot of battle wounds, that's for sure. The Observer is now moving into position to provide him with a bit of extra mobility around these areas, but, well, it'd be so sick if he actually came back and envisioned and tried to snipe out that Observer. Oh, no, he already has an Observer back with him anyway, so that's always quite useful. But he doesn't want to lose that to these Stalkers, that's for sure.
Yeah, StarDust patrolling in the middle of the map with his air units. First, he's not really making probes. Like, he's making them slowly now. He's restarted probe production, but for a long time he wasn't. So he's on 21 probes against 24.
There's another Stalker. As he tries to blink out of there, his Observer got a bit scratched during all of that as well.
The Oracle is right behind with the Phoenix.
Uh-oh.
Needs to be careful here. Both players do.
They're on the patrol.
Much earlier Nexus for first, but I guess it doesn't really matter since StarDust is still ahead on Walkers. By just 1, though. He needs to start his Nexus soon. Not everybody can be Sand and start a Nexus when the opponent's finished and then win.
Nobody's Sandman. He's crazy.
It's the complete package.
He is the complete package, and it cancelled. Run away. So he didn't see all of that going down. Didn't see it. And Dark Shrine again. I'm not sure this one's going to work out too well for First. First is looking in a bit of bad shape here, I've got to be honest with you.
I wonder what StarDust is planning for here. He might go for a timing with like 5 Immortals. In which case, he would leave his Mothership Core back at home to defend. And he saw the pylon of first, by the way. He knows what the pylon of first is. Actually, he saw both of them.
Yeah.
You know what? If you moved out and sniped them before the Dark Shrine ended or finished, then it will take forever for DTs to go across the map. So StarDust, if he's going for that one-base timing, which I think he's going for, might be in a very good shape here.
Nexus starts once again for First, trying to scramble that out with the use of the Blink Stalkers to contain his opponent on the other side of the map, but needs to make sure those Stalkers don't die, because those Immortals will rip them out of the sky, basically. One of them got very, very low, and Envision being used here to try and catch any observers on the perimeters. Didn't find them, but he loses a few Stalkers at the front. First cannot be taking these losses at all.
Dark Shrine is going to finish here in second. And I think it will be foolish at this point to try for some kind of DT play. Like, it will be intercepted and killed. Maybe a War Prison by First could be nice, but
he has to know observers are there, right?
Yeah.
He has to know. Especially with an Oracle as well on the map that did have Envision. Technically, yeah. I mean,
oh, he might try to blink in the main. Bring the army out of position and then send the DT in natural. Oh, he snaps the observer.
Oh, that was good.
Is there another one?
There is not. There is not.
Does StarDust realize what's going on and starts another one? Because right now he's not.
Everything has to click for him. He starts another one. He saw
the DT. He saw the DT at the ramp. He might be able to block it. Barely.
He knows. Yeah.
Warp in a sentry, maybe. No, he's letting it in.
The observer's about to finish,
the DT in?
Ooh. You need to go. Yeah, okay. So he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. So, Dark Templar now tries to find himself 2 probes. Nice warp in to seal that away, making sure he can't get any probes.
Like Funka in his cage.
That was really well played. That is so many Immortals. Those Stalkers cannot go anywhere. 6 Immortals. How are you actually supposed to fight? You can't fight this as First. You just can't.
Yeah, you need a lot of Zealots and Archons, and First actually picks another solution, potential solution here with the Robo Bay. He's like, well, since you have this many Colossus, and then you're probably going to take 2 Archons yourself or Colossus, it will be very hard to overpower your army with just going charged out Archons, so I'm just going to go for Colossus myself.
During all of this, though, First is trying his best to keep his opponent in the dark. You know, he's trying to catch, like, Hallucinate Phoenix, etc., and things like that. So StarDust might feel a little bit apprehensive to move out, but with the power of his army behind him, he could do so much damage.
So much earlier, +1, by the way, for StarDust. I mean, the Forge of First is not even finished. Oh, the Stalkers. They are in the danger zone, man.
Yeah, very, very dangerous. I need to blink on out of there. Can't stick around for too long. But now, I mean, as StarDust is like herding these Stalkers away.
Oh, he's going for a timing.
Yeah, he's getting closer. He was herding them away, trying to slowly move towards his opponent's base. Now only first realizes it, and he has to get into a defensive position. But how are you going to defend against this kind of army?
Yeah. StarDust is actually gambling a bunch here. He's not even bringing an observer. Oh, I mean, he doesn't have an observer back at home to defend against DTs. Some of those units are going to be caught out of position here.
Oh, doesn't want to go too far forwards with those two Immortals. They will get trapped. Oh, lovely pickup there by StarDust. He is on point right now.
I don't think first has enough.
Wait, what just died?
56 army supply to 79. And there is 4 Stalkers across the map here for first, but Photon Overcharge is ready.
So many
Double
Zealots, so many Immortals. Tries to wall off what he can here, exploiting the fact that it's a lot of Zealots at the front. Thus, he can kind of try and divide and conquer. And he will kill off quite a few of them. This is as good as it's going to get for first right now, as behind the wall, as they're let free, those Immortals start going to town on this natural base. That is a lot of damage being done. He's going to bring down the Nexus very fast. The probes came off the line to try and defend, but it was not enough. StarDust is looking on top of things. Behind this, he has a great economy. Still now 6 Immortals to 3. This is getting difficult. There's actually only one observer with StarDust.
Oh, the Colossus is stuck?
Where is it? Oh, he has to kill the Robo? No.
No, get a War Prism. What are you doing?
The sacrifice is
recall.
real.
What? He doesn't have recall. I was just joking. Prism.
He's pitting all his hopes on this one Colossus. He decides that's not the right building. I need more Colossus.
He starts another Colossus.
Oh my god. Oh, what a disaster for first. And this is his tournament life on the line. Yeah. This is his tournament life. These Stalkers are going to try and do what they can over the harassment, but those 4 Stalkers, it's the magic number to be getting probes. They're not getting probes. First is flustered. First is in a bit of a bad spot, and I don't know how he's going to recover at this point.
Yeah, he's going to go for a second Robo and try to basically make only Colossus from there. But I mean, this Robo positioning is so awkward because even if he was to pick up this Colossi and drop them out of that position, or like in this case the one. No!
Oh, he's going for the 2 Colossus timing.
Yeah, I was going to say, he will need to watch his rally points the entire game, because if he ever sets any kind of random rally point, then he will be stuck again.
It's just, I guess it's these 2 Colossi and that's it. I mean, he's going for the Robo, sure, but Phoenix flies in, he's like, oh, hi guys. Okay.
Actually, he's not. That's an actual Phoenix. I thought he was a hallucination.
No, man, he's chilling out. He's doing what he needs to. He sees the other Robo. He's like, wait a minute. Wait, I actually wonder if he saw the other one that's dead. Yeah, he saw the fact that it had to be killed because it's not at the back of the mineral line anymore. So, whoa.
I think StarDust can just go for a timing with +2, and he's going to be on 3 Colossus by then.
There's too much power behind this army.
Yeah.
Oh, catching any units here is absolutely disastrous here for first. And StarDust is going to play it slow. He's going to take a 3rd Nexus.
He could still go for an attack. He has the War Prism on the map, which he can reinforce very easily.
How many gates does he have behind all of this? Quite a few.
There is 7 gates for StarDust, 4 for first only, and he's adding 1 gateway. When you see a Protoss adding on only 1 gateway, you know he's broke and something went wrong.
Yeah, that's a sad moment.
He actually made the Templar Archive in the place where there was the Robo.
From the ashes shall be reborn a new composition.
That location is haunted.
It's on a Colossus burial ground.
Oh, he's surrounding those units.
Uh-oh. Oh, if he catches those, they have to blink out perfectly.
Yeah, if he catches those, he can just attack and finish it. Yeah, but can they escape? Still.
Yeah.
Is he going that one lone Immortal on the left? Receiver.
He's going to get him. Ah! Okay, right, now he's really trapped. Oh, no. This is the saddest story for these poor 6 Stalkers up there. Oh, through the middle! Through the middle! No, that's the wrong way!
You couldn't see those units. There is actually some Colossi in the middle of the map and an Immortal as well. I think StarDust just regroups and ends it. Ooh, his War Prism was almost seen here by first. Army supply right now, 108 to 79. Charge is going to complete before the attack. Why did he lose his Mothership Core, by the way? I guess those Stalkers in the main must have sniped it.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I've got to praise first for trying to recover from this position, because it's been dire all game long, but StarDust has just held on to it like a dog with a bone. He has just continued to solidify his position, not get too over-eager, and he is looking at a round of 4 very, very easily if he just continues on this path. So really well done by StarDust so far.
Walker count is still even, by the way, but no 3rd Nexus for first, which which is going to start soon, I guess, here, since he has a probe in position to possibly get that. But he's in so much trouble. I'm actually surprised that StarDust is playing it this passive. Maybe right now he's thinking, well, I cannot mess this up. I'm ahead. I need to be careful.
Just max out and
if
then
I let
go.
him win and then he's 2-2, well, it's very hard to recover and refocus from there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's at 166 now, and even his +3, if he chrono boosts into that, will probably finish before a +2 here at first, if he's very diligent on it. Third base is trying to go down for first behind all of this, but...
First, he's actually ahead on Colossus counts.
That's pretty impressive.
5-4, but yeah, 6 Immortals to 3 is a big deal. That's the only thing he's ahead on in this game.
The Immortals are like the backbone of this army, man. They'll hold it all together once all the damage starts flying. First now... he's unfortunately he can't do a whole lot. He's trying to put down pylons on this right-hand side, maybe to go for some harassment, but there's no angles that are open to him. StarDust is going to spot that with the Zealot over on the right.
I'm really surprised that StarDust is playing it this passive at this point. I really feel like he could have attacked with like lots of Zealots and Archons to tank for his Immortals and Colossus to do the job. But I guess he wants to play it very safe. He wants to get +3, let that finish, and then maybe do a timing right after, but he's giving first an opportunity to possibly come back in this game by being so passive right now. He gets another Robo, what?
Wow, okay, so I guess he's just going for the max out, and then once he actually trades, he can remake all of his Colossus a lot quicker, and I guess that solidifies him the position. That's my theory.
I mean, you've casted a lot of PvP, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, James.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna go with that one. I'll take that as a compliment. That's okay.
+2 is gonna finish here for first, as +3 will finish in 20 seconds for StarDust, who he's walled off his third base. I think it's time. It's time, James.
This game was a whole lot slow up until this point, as that is rightfully walled off. Nicely done, and a few photon cannons at the natural as well.
Yeah, I
to
really
help
like those. In case there was to be like a DT drop, I mean, everybody can kind of expect those DTs nowadays when somebody's behind.
Anything that could come along from here on out. And now, first, he's gotta get himself a very good defensive position. He sees this whole army moving out with his Zealot, and he sees the severity of this position. This is a massive, massive army barreling down upon him to crush his WCS dreams here in this season. And now first, he's got to greet this somehow.
Good concave for first.
Very good
if StarDust was to move up that ramp, and look at the Templar, that guy's fearless.
He is our feedback expert for the Mothership Core. If he can get some time warps, that would be a nice start. He has to push forward. Moving in. He pulled back the High Templar. Oh, he starts morphing it in. Okay, there's the double time warps. That's going to slow down a whole lot of this. Concave really going in favor of StarDust on this right-hand side, as the Zealots aren't really getting on top of things, but the Zealots with the Warp Prism down to the bottom are really messing with the Colossi of first. He's taking a lot of extra damage because of this, as he was not able to get on top of the Colossi quick enough, and first is losing his entire army. It absolutely evaporates under the firepower of these Colossi. GG! And StarDust is able to make it to the round of 4. After an impressive performance. Really well played by StarDust.
Pretty cool PvP play here by StarDust. As predicted, very, very aggressive, and first played right into his hand. Yeah, I have to say, in that last game, tried to play very aggressive himself, just didn't work at all.
Very, very well done that by StarDust. First, you know, we were all kind of touting him to do really, really well here during this tournament, but he'll have to try next season. Of course, he is qualified directly to the round of 32 for next season in Premier. But StarDust, it's his moment right now in this series, because I think a lot of people would consider that an upset, to be honest. Or I would consider it an upset. Okay, I'll reword.
I didn't say a word and I somehow gave you a hard time. Yes, I'm loving this. StarDust versus 4GG. What a sick game we're going to have tomorrow.
And considering how well 4GG was playing earlier against Wellmu, wow, man, he man-moded that. That was really impressive.
It's funny because I feel like StarDust, I will give him an edge over 4GG, but Wellmu and StarDust, they have very aggressive styles and kind of similar in a way. Yet 4GG completely crushed Wellmu, so I have to wonder, how is it going to go for him against somebody like StarDust?
All right, well, that pretty much wraps things up here at the casting desk. And for our quarterfinals, let's now head over to Paul with an interview.
Thank you very much, Caloris. With StarDust, how you doing? You all right? You okay? You chilling out?
I'm okay because I won.
You're okay because you won. What would you have been like if you'd lost?
Should I say about that?
Without swearing words.
What?
No swear words. No naughty words.
What is that?
That's okay. That's good. He doesn't know any naughty words. Excellent. You've obviously not spent enough time with MC. He would know lots of bad words. So, yeah, see, now you know.
I'm not MC. I'm not MC.
No, I know. That's okay. That's good because he lost.
Yeah, he lost to my friend. Yeah, we have a plan killing all GEM house people.
I noticed it worked well.
What?
It worked very well. He's modest as well. So it's got to feel good. You must be like really happy right now. Semi-final.
Semi-final is very good result, but still I have a match, so I need to control my mind, keep calm. So I just try to be very kind.
Yeah, that last game, that was very calm because you were on top, you were winning, and then you were like, no, slow. Why?
I want to try a little bit offensive, but I don't have anything for like harassing something because I don't have any proxy pylon, proxy probe, and if I make more Stargate unit, I will be dead. So I just very play safety because I don't know how many probe my opponent have. So I know I was very okay. I can help you.
Good job. Well done. I like that. That's very good. Yeah, see, you played much more patiently today. You were very patient. That's a different side of you.
It was not patience, just he forced me very safety because he have a lot of stalker, so I can't go out of my base. And you said I am patient? No, you don't remember first game and second game?
I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to say you played differently. We're used to you being cheesy and doing crazy stuff, but you were like Mr. Cool, Mr. Calm.
Be honestly, my PvP was not cheese. I have some proxy to get, but that's only very little. And my PvP was very mechanic game. Don't blame me.
Okay. Red Eye's been told. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow because you'll be back for the semi-finals. So that's fantastic. We'll see him in action. And you've knocked out first. Everyone in here, Apollo, Kalaris, Todd, I all said first wins. What do you want to say to them right now?
Beep.
There you go. Beep. And let's wrap up with the guys over at the desk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back over here to the commentary desk. And now I'm in between these guys. I had to break up the lovers' tiff and sandwich myself right in the middle. But we are here to wrap up the day. I hope you guys had fun here on the first of the playoffs. But we should really talk about what's happened today. We can take a look at the brackets to see who went through and who didn't make it. And as you can see, San and Golden from the upper bracket, 4GG and StarDust from the lower.
Yeah, really good games in the end. I mean, I got to see a lot of them, and I was sat in my little cage upstairs, which was nice.
That's right, King Observer.
Nice little change there. But look how we end up. We end up with a PVZ and PVT. That's pretty cool.
You think these are expected results here, Todd, today, or?
Not really. For Golden, I mean, I know it's CVC, but at the start of the season, if somebody had told me that Golden will be top 4 here in WCS Europe, I would have told him to get out of here because I did not think that Golden was going to do this well.
And unfortunately, we lost the reigning champion right at the start of the day there. MC drops down and isn't able to continue his remarkable run in WCS, but we have some new challengers to the title. Who do you think's favourite here? I suppose that San is more the overwhelming overall favourite, so I guess that won't be the question. I'll be like, who's the second favourite? Maybe to challenge San for that title.
I mean, you know, like, Carmack has been making jokes, like saying that they had done a bet that I would wear a German shirt and stuff, which is not the case. But let me tell you something. If Golden beats San, I will actually buy myself a German shirt and wear it. And it's overpriced.
That's
so.
a pretty safe bet considering he's like 100% this year against Zergs.
Yeah, well, you know, if it does happen, I mean, is a French guy wearing a German shirt after the loss? And
Are you wearing
pictures.
a German shirt?
I wear it all the time.
I mean, he wears it. Well, he
not
wears
even
it all the
betting
time.
anything.
I'm German, man. I'm German.
He was
I just
right
got
there
an English
cheering.
accent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
4GG versus StarDust.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go with what you're not going to say. I'm saying 4GG here.
I was going to say 4GG too.
Damn it. You copycat.
He looked really cool today, right? I mean, his TVP with his Banshee kind of tank, kind of contained style, and very, very aggressive on one base on Altazim Stronghold as well. It's cool.
StarDust.
I think StarDust is going to be a lot more solid than what we saw from Wellmu. And also, like, 4GG, if he does the same builds, StarDust is going to be ready. 4GG is going to need a whole new set of builds. And going up against somebody like StarDust is going to be very difficult. So I give the edge to StarDust.
Would you wear an England shirt if 4GG and Golden made it to the finals?
Okay.
This is getting really expensive.
This is getting kind of weird, guys. Before we end this, we will end this in a couple of seconds here. But before we do that, what are your big thoughts for tomorrow? Anything that could surprise us, Kalaris, tomorrow? Or is it going to be what we expect? A San and StarDust, or in your behalf, San and 4GG final? San every time. Is he going to win it?
If San doesn't win the entire tournament, I'd be very surprised at this point.
And you buy a French shirt and wear it.
Yeah, buy a French shirt.
I'm not betting, man.
So you think San, number one?
San and StarDust with San winning would make sense, I think.
Okay. All right, well, that is us done here, the casting team for day 1 of the playoffs. We'll be back, of course, for day 2. But remember, this evening, WCS America's Round of 8 does start. Red Eye standing by with more details on it.
Thanks very much, Sean. Yes, I am indeed standing by. It is WCS America at 12 o'clock tonight. That is our time, Central European Summer Time. It's 3 p.m. PDT, which I think is right, or 8 a.m. if you're in Australia, or 11 p.m. if you're in the UK. I think I'm pretty much that. Don't start, StarDust. He's such a pain right now. What do you want?
One word.
What one word?
I have to say, because first game and second game was recommended from Coach Pa, from CJ. So thank you for Coach Pa. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Special stuff from StarDust. He's such a cool kid. We are going to do something, hopefully, which works right now here in WCS Europe, because we wanted to check in with our friends and our cousins across the water. Hopefully, their headaches have failed away from yesterday's 4th of July celebrations. Clutch, are you there?
I'm there, Paul.
Yay! It works. By the power of the internet, we have you. How you doing?
We're doing fantastic. We had a great Independence Day in America, even though we're out of the soccer game. We're ready to rally behind some awesome StarCraft this weekend.
You guys did great in the soccer. You guys have got some epic matches tonight. Talk to me about them.
We do. First up, first StarCraft 2 athlete recognized by the U.S. government, and he's performed well. Long matches he had against Major, he was able to take it. Next up, you have Alicia versus Bomber. This is a huge revenge match. This is a big match for Bomber because he lost to Alicia last season, and Alicia was the only Protoss in his group last week in the round of 16, and he has fought nothing but Zerg since the round of 32. How he's going to fare against a Terran, we're going to find out.
Yeah,
After
and then
that,
your third game is the one I'm most excited about. I think everyone is looking at this game. What a hype game. 2 champions.
super hype. We have Captain America himself, Team Polt versus Hyun, the defending champion of America. Now, this is going to be a huge fight. Polt celebrated his birthday at the studio the other day, and Hyun recently told ESL Gaming that he wants to win this for revival. It was tough that he had to knock out his friend to make it this far, so he wants that revenge for his friend, and a lot of people are going to be super hyped for this match. And the last match of the night, you can't count out Tasia. This guy is a powerhouse. He hasn't lost over 20 maps in a row, and he is winning tournaments left and right. He's going up against Pig Baby. First time he's gotten this far in WCS America. First time he's gotten in WCS Premier League in general. So I can't think of a better lineup for the celebration of our independence this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you have a fantastic day and a fantastic evening from all of us here in WCS Europe. As I said, have a great weekend as well. Hopefully we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow and enjoy your matches. Thanks for joining us, Clutch.
All right, thank you, Paul. Good luck to you.
All right, there's Clutch in WCS America. 4 fantastic games coming your way this evening. They are a little away of 2 3/4 hours away. So, yeah, get a little break. You can watch some football. There's something called the World Cup going on, apparently. And then you can tune in to WCS America from 12 o'clock Central European Summer Time. We are almost out of time here in Germany right now, but we do have one more thing to show you, which is the winner of the Twitter competition. Now, earlier on today, we showed you, or gave you the chance to win a pack of cards, exclusive cards, courtesy of our friends at Blizzard. If you could come up with our favourite WCS mock card, hopefully you'll be able to see this. Can we put that up? There we go. The winner of the WCS card, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Germany Todd. Perfect. So Hans-Peter Kragset, you are the proud owner now of a full set, including the parting card from Blizzard. We'll make sure you mail those off to you and get them in the post. That is it from day one here at WCS Europe. We will be back tomorrow, though, with the semi-finals and the grand final. It's going to be a new champion. We just don't know which one it's going to be. The only thing we are sure of, he's definitely Korean. We'll see you tomorrow.